The truth is, I did not want to upload this video. I was not planning to upload the video, better said. But after thinking about it, I thought that there might be some benefit for people that watch my channel, as essentially the intent behind the channel is to improve myself as a gamer and to pass on what I have learned after pretty much 40 years of gaming. Now we have, so here I am on Shipment. Shipment is intense. Everybody knows that. If you played it, you know it's one of the most intense maps in all of Call of Duty. Now you have potentially Stash House, also Das House, which means the house. Those also can be intense, but Shipment possibly is the first of them. Anyway, I wanted to show you how to do a spawn trap on Shipment. Call of Duty maps generally are of two shapes. They can be a third. The first shape is going to be a square, such as Shipment, such as Rust, such as Stash House. There are four corners, A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and enemies basically spawn in one of those corners. Generally speaking, that's where you're going to find enemies returning to the match. The second type, so this is the first remote turret I'm putting down. This is the first of 4 that I get with score streaks. Notice where I put down that trophy system. I don't put it on the point because it could get broken more easily by a grenade or a thermite or whatever. So I'd like to put it at the edge. It still has the same effect, guarding B from explosives. That was a good shot from that person. Good kill from that person. Guarding B from explosives. So as I was saying before, number one, the placement of that trophy is important, and number two, the shape of Call of Duty maps. So you have squares, and I gave you examples of them. Rust, Shipment, Stash House, just to name 3. You have rectangles. Rectangles are going to be, let's say, for example, Das House is an example of a rectangle. Yard is a modern example of a rectangle. In that situation, individuals are going to spawn mostly at the edges, the short edge, side A or side B, or side 1 or side 2. They can also spawn in other places, but that's a little bit more difficult or a little bit more complicated to explain. I would have to actually show you what I call the off spawn. Again, players either spawn at the edges or they will spawn at an off spawn. And if you know that, you can really use that to your advantage. So now we're playing domination, and I'm using this as a warm-up. Before I move into ground war, if you notice, most of my gameplay that I post is about ground war because I find ground war to be the most challenging. So I like to come into these smaller maps, these smaller mosh pit maps. This is what they have them labeled right now for Modern Warfare 3. I like to just come in here and warm up my hands, warm up my mind, get myself prepared for what's going to be, in my opinion, more difficult on the larger maps with the vehicles and people sniping and all the rest of it. So after I get warmed up, then I move into a ground war map with my mind, which is most important, with my mind in the game, as opposed to just going in cold. Then then I have to warm up during the match. That's not good. My gameplay is not as effective as it could be. So now we're coming up on the second turret. The second turret, I'm experimenting with locations on the map to find exactly what's going to be most effective versus the enemy. I know one, and that's the last one, the fourth one, that's going to be most effective. And inshallah, we're coming to that now. But other than that, the first turret that I put down, I believe is still active. I shouldn't have put the trophy system there. I should have backed it up, which is the benefit of me rewatching my videos. usually what I like to do is once I earn, let's say, for example, a counter UAV, I will slow my gameplay down in order to try to earn, and I play with score streaks in order to try to earn the next highest score streaks. I don't like to go high with score streaks because if you die trying to achieve it, this is just my opinion from my experience, if you die trying to achieve the highest score streak, then you lose everything and you bring no benefit to your team. So for myself, I like to keep score streaks low. For example, a cruise missile. For example, cluster mines. For example, IMS. Usually what you'll find at, now notice this positioning here. I know where they're spawning. So I myself here, I have them spawn trap. I believe there may be somebody on my right. Another player just pushed in, but usually people at that point was just playing the edges. So I like to keep score streaks low because I don't want to, let's say, for example, go for something that's going to be 1,500 points and then I die on 1,400. For me, it's just not worth it because then you walk away with nothing. So usually for myself, I like to keep my score streaks at around 1,000. So now again, ADS in that area because I know most likely where they're going to spawn. Why is that? Because we have C, we had B, and then we had A. We didn't have A. So for that, most of the time they're going to be spawning on A. I tried to put down the turret, but for some reason I got killed before it can come out. And again, this is just sloppy shipment. This is what shipment is about. People are bombing A. You're going to find mortars and all the rest of it on A. So this is turret number 2. Turret number 2, again, you want to put it at the edge because that's where enemies are going to spawn. Now, the best thing for me to do, which is what I do for turret number 4, for the spawn trap, is to guard the turret. The turret is one of the best score streaks, but unfortunately, it's limited in a number of ways. Number 1, it's limited in that you have to physically place it down. So it's not like a bomb drone, for example. You call it in wherever you want, and then you send it off as you steer it to its location, and then you have it explode. It's not like a cruise missile, where you send it again wherever you want to send it. The turret, you have to physically place it at a location and then move away. So for that, you're at a disadvantage in a sense. Now they have only B, trying to cap B, and I believe they take A at this point. Now this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to put down a turret. Notice the turret is shooting. He missed that shot. He missed that swing. So this is the perfect time to put down the remote turret. If I can live over to the corner that I want to get to with the remote turret, this is the perfect place. Notice it's still active over on my right. They haven't destroyed it yet. And it's just keeping them on their toes, keeping them weak, keeping them distracted, which is huge, and allowing my team to push over. Trying to pull back, get some cover, call it in. Now I got the counter UAV, so now I want to play a bit more cautiously because I'm on the edge of getting the remote turret. Player gets killed, I want to change my position because I know they're coming back. So I wanted to put myself in a place different or other than the place I was at in order to give myself an advantage, because they're expecting me to be in place A, and that's where their mind is. But once I move to place B, that will give me an advantage in the gunfight, because now they have to switch their thinking. And here we go. Place it down. Notice how I place it down. I did not put it in the corner. I put it facing. Now they're spawn trapped. Pushing through, put down the turret. I just extinguished the thermite. Put down the turret to watch anybody crossing from A to B, or anybody trying to come through the red tunnel. And this is just that turret right there just chops them up. Again, I run to the side of the turret in order to help guard the turret. Leaving the turret by itself, yes, it can get some kills. or it may get no kills because it's one of the most easily broken, shutting down that lane with the gas. It's the most easily broken kill streak. This right here, this is tough for them. They're spawning at A. They can't get out of A. The turret is holding that lane with incendiary rounds, and it doesn't miss. Once it locks on, unless you get cover, even if you get concealment, it's still going to shoot you. And there's a difference between cover and concealment. So again, with that turret there, team is spawn trap. So now I wanted to show you this as an example of how you can use this for your advantage. Again, trying to slow them up, wait for the turret to shoot. I know that their mind goes to the turret. That's when I pop out. So again, this was my warm-up, and again, just having fun. And I wanted to share this with those that have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, I usually don't mention that. Most importantly, just like the video so other people, that tells YouTube to send it to other people. So hopefully you learned something from this video. And the same thing, I'll show you another video of this being done on, I believe, Stash House. Inshallah, see you all in the next one. Barakallahu li wa iyyakum.